Good evening once again. Welcome back to Pub Politics. Phil Bailey, a resident Democrat. Wes Donahue, a resident Republican. And in full disclosure, we should say that Wes now working with the Michelle Bachmann presidential campaign here in South Carolina. Well, let's bring up voter ID because we do it a lot. And it's the new South Carolina voter ID law, which, by the way, still has not yet been approved by the U.S. Justice Department. We don't know if and when that will happen. But interesting Associated Press article that came out this week saying that this law could affect actually elderly folks who may vote Republican. Beaufort County in the Low Country, according to this article, has the highest percentage of registered voters 65 and older. Yep. Without driver's licenses, and some of those tend to vote Republican. Wes, reading this, do you think this is a fair statement, and is this something that could maybe backfire this law on some Republicans?
No, I don't think so. I think we've been saying all along that it has an equal impact on whites as it does blacks. It's been the Democrats saying, no, this is unfairly hitting African Americans, and in fact, as the attacks on me a couple weeks ago, even calling us racist. Or called me the worst person in the world because I was pushing the voter ID law.
I remember that happening.
Yeah, but I mean, like this says, it's impacting whites just as much. I do want to say this. The state Senate had an exemption for seniors in their bill. I was sad to see that the House stripped it out. The Senate, both Democrats and the Republicans, wanted to exempt seniors.
Phil, go ahead. I want your response on this because we know most Democrats are against the voter ID law, and now it turns out that maybe some Republicans will be affected.
Well, it just shows how bad this law is, that the unintended consequences, or the intended consequences in the case of effects on Democratic voters in South Carolina. It shows that this law was not well thought out. It needs to be scrapped, and we hope that the Justice Department will deny it clearance and send it back to the State House.
I think all it shows that is African Americans weren't the target. They're always, I mean, this was a well thought out bill, and you could tell that it was well thought out because it doesn't just go after one race as the Democrats are trying to make it seem. It's going to impact both whites and blacks.
Proportionally to African American voters who are already registered to vote, 217,000 in South Carolina, total voters that do not have IDs. A higher proportion of that population is African American. They're higher. There is a proportional effect on that.
Are you guys hearing anything as far as what the Justice Department, when it could rule again, or what could actually happen once they do rule? Are you guys hearing anything?
Justice has 60 days to make a decision from when they received information from the state of South Carolina, which was a couple of weeks ago. So it will be, within 40 days at least we should know something.
I think the Obama Justice Department is going to drag their feet on it, just like they are going after us on Boeing and now trying to stop our legal immigration bill. Now they're trying to stop our voter ID bill. The only thing that they're good at is forcing health care on us. I expect it to be a little while longer.
Well, when it happens, we will be here, I'm sure, to talk about it. Let's move on to Governor Haley and her book. We know will now be coming out on January 3rd.
Which is Phil's birthday.
Phil's birthday. I was going to say a late Christmas present maybe for Phil, but now it's a birthday present.
I can't wait to see how many gag gifts I get from people with fake signatures on it, from faux signings of it. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Governor Haley wasting time when she could be out recruiting jobs and putting the state back to work, is spending time writing her memoirs when she's only 38 years old. This is, she hasn't even been in an office for more than a year. I don't really think she has a whole lot to write about. I think she needs to be focused on improving the quality of life in South Carolina, not padding her own personal pocketbook.
She has said that this is people want to read about her inspirational story, and that's one of the reasons that she's writing this book. People have asked for her story, and here's a chance for her to do that. Is this a positive thing for her as governor? In other words, can it help her? She'll be not yet halfway through her term, but obviously she'll be looking ahead to 2014 at some point and running for re-election, we think. And is this a book that could either hurt her or help her one way or the other as she plans to either be re-elected or whatever she has down the road in mind?
I think it'll help her politically and personally, as Phil pointed out. It will help her personally. I think she's going to try to rewrite history. I think she's going to go and say all these good old boy bullies are coming after me. I think this is her way of, like I said, trying to rewrite history. I'm just hoping my name's not in it.
I look forward to seeing it in the fiction section at Barnes & Noble.
Well, we will definitely see it when it comes out. One thing we can agree on, I don't think either one of you will be invited to the book premiere party.
Oh, well.
I doubt it, yeah.
Oh, well.
Will it be discussed on Pub Politics, the pub version?
We might do dramatic readings of it.
That's
a good point.
I'd like to come by.
And fact check it.
All right, I'd like to come by for that. By the way, no Pub Politics pub version this week. You guys will be back next week.
Yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday, 6 o'clock, pubpoliticslive.com.
That is the website. Wes, Phil, thanks again, guys, for coming by. We'll see you next week.
Thank you,
sir.
All right, back to you.